Imagine having two voices inside your head. One wants rules, routine, predictability. The other burns routine to the ground the moment they get boring. And you're in the middle, translating, negotiating, trying to make agreements between two sides that want completely different things. There's no personality conflict, that's AuDHD. And if no one ever explained it to you this way, not the clinical definition or the checkbox list, but what it actually feels like, this video might be what you've been waiting for. AuDHD is when autism and ADHD exist in the same brain at the same time. And they don't just sit politely near each other, they fight, they contradict. They create a specific set of experience unique to being both, not just one plus the other. I was 30 when I realized ADHD alone didn't explain my life. It didn't explain why being social took such a toll on me, why I had no desire to connect with people and felt relief about it, why I was becoming more reclusive and didn't want to go back to the office. ADHD was part of the picture, but it wasn't the whole thing. Today I want to walk you through what AuDHD really is, the internal contradictions, the daily reality, the experience nobody talks about. If you ever felt like your brain contradicts itself on a daily basis, drop a me in the comments. I want to know how many of us are out there. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Grazi. I'm curious about what it actually feels like to be AuDHD. Not the textbook version, the real one. Hit subscribe. Okay, let's go. The routine paradox. Your autistic brain craves structure. It needs predictability to feel safe. So you build a morning plan, a schedule, a system, and it feels amazing for a while. Then something happens, a small disruption, or just a day where your mood is different, and suddenly you're bending the rules, skipping the routine because something more interesting appears. The structure you built is gone, like it never existed. Here's what's happening. Your ADHD brain loses interest the moment something becomes too predictable. So you're caught between craving the thing and being unable to keep it. You're not flaky, your nervous system is fighting itself. The social paradox. You can be sociable, open, talkative at a party, and then need 3 days to recover from that party, even when you liked it. People don't understand this. They see you light up a room and think that that's who you are. They don't see the shutdown after, the silence, the need to be completely alone. When you're AuDHD, your social battery doesn't run low, it crashes. And it crashes hard. Even after good experiences. You're not antisocial. Your nervous system just processes social energy differently. Recovery is part of the experience, not a sign that something went wrong. The empathy paradox. This one is especially painful. You can be incredibly open-minded and empathetic towards other people and rigid and strict with yourself. You put yourself on someone's shoes instantly. You give them grace. You understand their struggle. And then you turn around and give yourself none of it. Someone else is making a mistake, you get it. You make a mistake, unforgivable. This isn't double standard. This is an AuDHD brain that can extend understanding outward, but struggles to direct it inward. Food paradox. You love trying new food, a new restaurant, a new cuisine, exciting. And at the same time, your day-to-day eating is incredibly strict. Same breakfast every day until you never want to see it again. Safe foods that don't change. The same things on repeat. Adventurous and rigid at the same time. Novelty and sameness in the same body. I want to pause for a second. If you're watching this and something is clicking, if you spend years thinking these contradictions were just your personality, just things that were wrong with you, hold on to that recognition. Because the most common thing people get wrong about AuDHD is thinking that it's just autism and ADHD at the same time. Like stacking two diagnoses on top of each other. But AuDHD is more than that. There's a specific set of experience unique to being both at the same time. And until you have words for it, you think you're just failing at being a person. Let me walk you through what a real day looks like, not the highlight reel. I wake up and stay in bed for a few minutes because I'm gathering the strength to leave bed. There's a mental prep that has to happen before my body can move. Then I have breakfast, usually the same foods until I can never see that food again. And then I find a new safe food and the cycle continues. Then work. Here's where it gets interesting. I have an outline, I have a plan, but that plan will change depending on how I feel that day. I might have scripted and prepared to record 3 videos, and then I just don't feel like talking, so I switch to other tasks. The plan adapts to the nervous system, not the other way around. I exercise at home or at the gym, then I cook dinner. This is a big part of my routine, one of the anchors that holds. Shower, watch something with my husband, bed. And underneath all of it, constant negotiation between what the structure demands and what the moment allows, between what I planned and what my nervous system actually can do. Some days the plan wins, some days the mood wins. Most days is a compromise neither side is completely happy with. That's what it means to have two voices inside your head. If I had to explain AuDHD to someone who has never heard of it, I would say this. It's like having two voices inside your head that want different things. One wants order, one wants novelty. One wants connection, one wants solitude. One wants to plan everything, One wants to throw the plan away. And you're in the middle, negotiating, translating, making agreement between two sides. Sometimes the decisions you make are contradictory. Sometimes both voices are unhappy. And you spend years thinking you're inconsistent, difficult, confusing. You're not inconsistent. You're processing two different operating systems at the same time. If you recognize yourself in these contradictions, I want you to hear something. You're not too much, you're not enough. You're not broken, difficult, or impossible to understand. You have a brain operating two different operational systems at the same time, and it has been doing it without a manual. This video is part of the manual. Drop a comment and tell me which contradiction hit home the most. And if this helped, share it with someone who needs to hear it. I'll see you in the next one.